Are you ready? Hi, I'm Tammy Schreckengast with Agile Training Pros, and welcome to this particular pre-course for Agile Project Management. And now I'm going to turn it over to our trainer, Marcia.
So this is a pre-course session on our Agile Hybrid Project Management course, which will be taking place August 10th and 11th live at the highest place in Irving, Texas from about 8:30 to 4:30 for those 2 days. And again, my name is Marcia Ingino, and you can find us on LinkedIn at company/Agile Training Pros. And with no further ado, I want to give you a little bit of a teaser about what this Agile Project Management course is about. So for hundreds of thousands of years, people have been doing traditional project management. Think the Egyptian pyramids, historical stuff, buildings, boring stuff. And we followed a predictive type life cycle that you may have seen in the past that I call rocks in water. And it has these rocks, which are these phases. And in between the water is these sort of approvals, and you go through this whole process once and you try to predict the future. And I don't know about you guys, but my crystal ball doesn't work very well. So this is a very plan-driven approach that has been used for a very, very long time. It has some drawbacks to it, which is why we went to some other things like agile life cycles, which worked really well for software and websites. It was new, it was exciting. It's been the latest and greatest thing in upcoming years. But a little bit of history about Agile. It's actually not a new thing. It's been around since the 1950s, where IBM primarily worked with developing apps for mainframes. Some of you might remember that. And it became popular again in the 70s and really came to life with a lot of different types of development methods. They're listed on the slide, but I won't go through right now, during the 1990s. And probably a lot of you remember Y2K. And right after Y2K, and we survived that, in 2001, the Agile Manifesto got written by a group of individuals. And that's really when Agile became popular again in sort of this millennium. So why did Agile become so popular? Well, businesses needed to move faster through their development cycles. The world was changing very quickly. Technology was changing very quickly. And within a very small number of years, the old methods of writing very detailed large requirements documents, designing systems, software could be changed easily, entire businesses changed focus and function, and projects ended up being canceled because we weren't very good at predicting the future. And a lot of organizations weren't meeting the business needs that were currently existing in the organization, and they needed to do something very different. So they started realizing that it's impossible to gather all the requirements at the beginning of the project and do that very well. And organizations realize that whatever requirements are gathered, they're guaranteed to change. The organization changed, the people involved changed, the leadership changed, the stakeholders changed, the project changed. And there's always this problem that there's more to do than time and money will allow. And you probably encountered that even in your personal life. And it's also a problem in organizations and businesses. So when they wrote the Agile Manifesto, they tried to kind of deal with these three sort of problems or truths within project management. And they started saying, if you can accept this as a truth, then you can start thinking and innovating with a level of focus and clarity in Agile. But Agile is not an excuse for chaos. And a lot of organizations started doing their projects and systems development and software development in a very unstructured, chaotic way and called it Agile. And of course, this created a whole nother level of problems. Management felt like they didn't have much control over the process. They weren't able to get good status. They weren't able to collect key performance indicators or KPIs. They weren't able to track metrics and understand how business was actually going. And so what most organizations have gone to is a hybrid approach. And that's really the focus of this class, is how to take the chaos that kind of is inducive of Agile. Even if you put a structured approach to it, it's not as controlled as most leaders and organizations would like, but allows some flexibility and the ability to handle changes in the future. And organizations found that predictive type methodologies, where you had the waterfall and rocks, didn't allow for the changes that were needed. So organizations realized there will be changes in the future, but they needed structure. So you could take a little bit of Agile and a little bit of predictive waterfall type methodologies. That gives you the ability to change quickly and adapt to your business and your environment, but also have some structure. Developers can then work closely with their stakeholders to understand their needs for quick feedback from stakeholders and customers. Project managers have a role in the organization and can show their value to the organization. Sometimes those individuals are called Scrum Masters in more of an Agile structure. Again, title doesn't matter. The idea is that you have somebody leading the team that's doing the work. And Agile developers, these are the people that are actually doing the work, are generalized specialists with life cycle skills that cover everything from business analysis to development to building, designing, coding, testing, constructing whatever is being created on that particular project. The leaders, the project managers, the Scrum Masters act as servant leaders and empower the teams to decide what to do and how to do the work. They're not barking orders. And the team has the answers with strategic direction from leadership. Now, all of this is not easy to pull off in a real live organization. And so that's why at Training Pros, we created this hybrid project management course, which we hope that in August you will come and visit us and attend this session again at Hyatt Place in Irving, Texas on August 10th and 11th from 8:30 to 4:30. We highly encourage you to go to Training Pros on LinkedIn and find the link to sign up for the course. And I really hope to see you all there.